Yo, people, what's going on? Back again, boy. Akeem's back in the building, bruv. Out of hospital and that. What you saying?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Glad to be back, you know.
Yeah.
Hospital settings is not the one, for real.
Well, especially not at this time, bruv.
Trust me. But all good, innit? All good.
Nah, I love to hear that. Trust me, yo, big up everyone in the comments as well. Big up everyone in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from as you're coming in. Make sure you smash the like button. You man already know what to do. You know what I'm saying? It's popping in here already. Man had nearly 200 people in the waiting. So you get me. I see you, man. Big up everyone.
Yeah, man.
Boy, a lot of chat going on. So we got to go over 250 here already. A lot of chat going on. Obviously, it's international break, innit? And this is when all the nonsense starts, innit? This is when all the nonsense starts. Everyone starts chatting shit.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, man, seen the main thing that man had as the topic today, obviously what Andros Townsend said about Mason Greenwood. Mason's treatment since the altercation, not even altercation, since the situation with Phil Foden, yeah, has been clear to see. We got Glenn Johnson come out saying that Reece James is better than Trent for him. I put a poll on my Twitter for an hour and a half, so the poll should be up about now. So I'm going to check the poll results during the show and tell you what the people on football Twitter are saying. Harry Redknapp's come out basically saying that Southgate don't fancy Grealish in it, and it's quite clear that it's kind of a personal thing, and that when he gave Grealish the debut, it looked like he was kind of hoping that he flopped, so he didn't have to pick him. You know them ones. So there's a few things going on, boy. A lot of people are doing a lot of talking. Yeah, bruv, it's just one of them ones, really. There's been so much chat, man. So much chat, bro. I don't know if you've seen I don't know if you saw the Mason Greenwood thing. I think yesterday Sky Sports published saying there's some concern about his application and training and all this bullshit. It's funny how before that situation,
these times he's had a personal matter to deal with as well,
bro. Bruv, you know what's mad to me? Yeah, like there was a clear shift in how the media and how even Ollie was treating him, yeah, before this Foden thing. It's clear as day, bro. It's clear as day. This guy was starting every game. Post-lockdown, he came in for Daniel James, was starting every game.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Dan James and Juan Mata are starting ahead of him again. I don't think it's a coincidence because he wasn't injured. Do you know what I mean? So it's not that. Then Southgate hasn't picked him in the squad. Southgate saying, I've spoken to Ollie and I've let him know why I'm not picking Mason, and we've discussed how we're going to deal with it and that. It looks like these two men are just scapegoating the kid, innit? Like, and it's horrible. It's horrible man management from both of them, I feel, because people are saying, oh, Ollie's protecting Mason. Mason don't need protection, bro. Like, when you're that young, yeah, you just want to be playing games. If you want to protect him, don't let him do media. That's how you protect a player like him. But you do not. When Rooney was having all these scandals when he was younger, man was seeing prostitutes and that. What, did they stop playing him? They let him play football, bro.
Yeah.
They just didn't let him speak to the press.
But you know what? That's it. It's like, I'm getting tired of even the fact that Greenwood is constantly in the press being spoken about his application, about the way he is as a off the ball. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why are we talking? Why is there so much talk about him when he's not playing ball? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, just let the guy live. Do you know what I mean? He's a young baller. He has problems like everyone else does, as it's shown in the last couple of days. Yeah. Let the guy live. Do you know what I'm saying? And sometimes a lot of these times when there's a lot of potential, yeah, and there's a lot of hype around a player, sometimes the media does a problem where they put too much strain and pressure on the man. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the point where you just got to let the guy live and play ball. Look how well he's done when no one talks about him over the last 2 years or 18 months. You know what I'm saying? But now I wouldn't be surprised if man plays a couple of games and he starts flopping a little bit.
Yeah.
Because now there's so much scrutiny on the man. Do you know what I'm saying? From what though? From what? What's it come from?
Bro, but the worst thing is
a couple of Icelandic things. Like,
bro, listen, there's not a single man here in the chat, in the video, yeah, that if they were his age, with his status, because bearing in mind, he was actually the single one, blood. Foden had a you and a gal at home. He didn't.
But we don't want to talk about that, do we?
We don't want to talk about that, though. Mason was actually the single one. If anyone had the right to be doing what they were doing, it was Mason Greenwood. There's been no emphasis on the fact that Foden had a newborn at home and a missus. Everyone's just talking about this guy's attitude. And it's clear to see why man are doing it, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of it, bro. It is clear as day the reason why they're focusing this energy on Mason Greenwood, bro. They're trying to make him out to be someone he's not. This guy don't even speak, bro. He's got social media. He don't really post on socials. He plays flipping Fortnite, bro, and he's gaming on Twitch and he's just minding his own business. This guy is not a guy that's on social media like that. He's not a loud guy. He's on Twitter, but he don't really tweet. Like, he's just not out here. He's not out here at all, and they're trying to make him into something that he clearly isn't. And it's very similar to Raheem. Raheem's another one that just kept himself to himself. Now, I mean, at home looking after his kids, not saying too much.
And you know what? It's like you got to all of these young ballers. Most of their development, not just in terms of ability, but in terms of their mentality and their state of mind, is all going to be based on a couple of key factors in it. Obviously, it's going to be based on like their family or their environment, but a key factor is the two managers that manage them for them key periods, isn't it? Like, which is the international manager and the club manager. Now, Sterling, I feel if Sterling didn't have Pep, to help him through a lot of those times, I don't think Sterling would have maybe made it through as strong as he did. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is the point that Mason, I would love Mason to have someone like Poch now around him to help nurture him and get through this BS, because at the moment he's got Solskjaer and Southgate. That's ultimately who he's now having to nurture from and learn from. And that, alongside a lack of experienced senior players in that England side, that's the concern, in it, because there's not many people to look up to. Do you know what I'm saying? That's it. Who are you looking up to at the moment? So it's a thing where I'm a bit wary now that Greenwood could easily get sucked in and listen to too much of this rubbish if he has got the right environment or the right people to learn from. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, brother. I couldn't agree more, bruv. My man Hodden saying Greenwood. Yeah, Greenwood's on Twitch, bruv. The guy that set up my computer set up Mason's as well. So I know Mason's a gamer, bruv, and he's cold as well. He's ridiculous. I can't play games like them, man, there. You know what I'm saying? But he just minds his own business. And as you said, like, even when I look at the Manchester United team, who's looking after him, bro? With all due respect to Marcus Rashford, yeah? Like, bro, he shouldn't be looking up to Marcus Rashford to look after him.
For real.
Rashford's a kid.
Just turned 23.
You know what I mean? He's a kid, bro. Like, there's no senior players in that Man United team. There's no, like, even when I look at Manchester United now, I know that their policy, is bringing in, like, under 23s, like, young players with good resale value. That's all well and good, but if you've got a proper coach, someone with authority, someone that commands respect in the dressing room, do you know what I'm saying? If you got a Van Gaal or something like that, then you can do that, because he's an experienced manager that he commands respect, bro. You can't tell me that these little kids are scared of Oli. They're not scared of him, bro. And in terms of respect, how can you respect someone that ain't done anything in the game? Like, nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just respect him because he was a good footballer, bro. Mason never watched Oli play, bro. Like, Mason's, what, 19? Most of the guys watching this video right now, if they were born after the year 2000, you never watched Oli play.
Straight.
No, you didn't watch him play, so you can't have no real respect for him. You because your dad said so. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have to be real about it. If Marcus Rashford is the guy that's looking after Mason, he's in trouble. Know what I mean? There needs to be some older heads, more experienced heads. Again, Harry Maguire, no chance. I don't want him looking after our young players, but he can't even look after himself.
And at the moment, that's probably what's happening. He is probably. Do you know what I'm saying? Oli is probably trying to tell the likes of Maguire to look after a man like that. Do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, if things turn around and Poch comes in, this is what we need, innit? We need people who if we don't have the players, we need the coach who can nurture these men, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? like how he nurtured the likes of Dele Alli. Do you know what I'm saying? It has to happen. So anyway.
He needs to look after himself. Yo, this chat from Gavin. Yeah, I do know Dean still. I know Dean still, brother. He went same school as me and Yannick and Sterling as well. We all went to the same primary school. So yeah, like I know Dean still. He was at Chelsea and then he was at QPR after. The Ahmed brother, I don't know who that is. But yeah, Kerry's my guy as well. And he was at Arsenal, blood. He played Champions League with flipping Thierry Henry, blood. You know, like that. So yeah. I know Dean still. That's mad. Yeah, the world is small. You see what Mason liked on his tweet? Yeah, I did. I saw what Mason liked. Mason liked basically a comment. I think it was from the Stretford Paddock.
About criticism, yeah.
Yeah, saying leave him alone and that. And you're damn right. This is what it is, bro. Like, I swear literally the other day, one of his guys like committed suicide after getting released from Man City or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you've got the British press onto man like that. The young kid, it's disrespectful, bro. Like these man, that shows you that these men don't actually care about these players. They don't care about their mental health, yeah. And it's like, I just feel like a lot of these footballers need to have a bit more about them. And I feel like the clubs need to protect them more as well, because a lot of them, they don't speak, they don't say anything, innit? I respect players that come out and say things. That's why I respect Sterling, like I respect people like Troy, you know what I mean? But I also know that Watford allow people like Troy, Andre and these man to just be vocal. Like as a club, they allow them to do that. They allow them to do shows and press outside of Watford. Do you know what I mean? So I could get these men on my channel. It wouldn't be a problem. And I've done stuff with them outside of Watford. A lot of clubs like United, if it's not a Manchester United platform, they don't want their players to go on there because they want to control everything.
But that's the interesting thing in it about football, in it. Like you compare it to so many other sports. That I'm not saying other sports they trash talk each other in it, but they'll just talk openly in it. Bare current players will just talk openly more than in football. In football, everything's eggshells in it. Everything. Like you don't see players can't say nothing. They can't do anything. There's too much sponsorship deals tied. Do you know what I'm saying? Every week we talk about it. Look what's happened to the likes of Ozil, bro. Like man can't even get into the team in a League Cup game because of the things that he said that will probably lose Arsenal sponsorship deals if he plays a single minute. Do you know what I'm saying? So most players won't risk it. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's it. They won't risk it. So it's a shame, though. It's a shame because outspoken guys like him, you've almost got to be in the realm of like a Troy Deeney or Ozil, where you don't care in it. You'll say it, and if it means I'm not going to play a game again, then cool, in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But again, I feel like these guys need encouragement from their club so they feel safe to speak about certain things. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because a lot of these guys aren't built the same, innit? Like Mason's just a shy guy. He's a quiet guy. He's not built like someone like me that says what I feel whenever I want and no one can't tell me nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he's not built like that. So some of these guys need to be given confidence from somewhere, innit? So maybe people at their club need to to let them know that, you know what, we actually have your back.
Like, I think that's the question, innit? Like I don't know if there's a role in someone in the club where they sit down and talk to players over situations like this. Like
that's what a manager's meant to do, though. As far as I'm concerned, if any of my players are having problems, it's my problem. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like whether it's on or off the pitch, the manager's supposed to say, right, like you're meant to know your players individually. You're meant to know psychologically what this player needs. That's how you manage your team. You know which players need an arm around them, which players need to kick up their ass, which players you can criticize publicly in front of the other team, which players you need to pull to the side. You're supposed to know these personalities. You spend enough time with them. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you can see that things are getting to Mason, even if you can't see that and you can see all the publicity that he's getting and you know his personality, you as a manager, you're meant to pull him to the side anyway and say, you know what, I'm seeing all this shit going on. How you taking it? Do you know what I mean? How you feeling? It's for the manager to do that. Now, Mason shouldn't have to go to the manager and say, oh, you know what? The media have got it in for me. Bruv, you should be able to fucking see it, bruv. I'm sure Oli can read. You know what I mean? I'm sure Southgate can read as well. The way them two have handled it, bro, they're throwing the kid under the bus, mate. And then all these leaks on Sky Sports and that, It's definitely coming from the club, because where else is it coming from? Where's it coming from? When the Sterling and Gomez fight happened, that leak came from the England camp, bro.
Yeah.
It came from the England camp. Do you know what I mean? How come Roy Keane and Teddy Sheringham can have a fight and man will find out 25 years later, but Sterling and my man can have a fight and we're finding out on the day. Man are leaking it. It's that simple, bro.
Yeah, but that's the whole problem with the entire structure of the international squad, going down to even the club squads, isn't it? Like there don't seem to be any privacy in terms of building a club and solving issues through that. And I think some clubs are better than others in that. I don't think that goes for every club in it. I think Man United is bad at that. I think certain clubs are good at it. Like I think Liverpool have bear fights. I think bear of them man don't like each other. You can tell. But you don't hear any of that stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? I won't be surprised that when the book comes out about how Mane and Salah probably had bear scraps in training. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can tell, but it don't come out. You don't see anything about it. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's just like they just handle their media better than Man United do. And sometimes it is just one of them ones. And like I said, Man United are not the only bad side with it, but we are definitely one of the worst. Do you know what I'm saying?
We're the only team who's flipping starting 11 gets leaked like a good day before the game and that, bro. There's something structurally very wrong with that club. Do you know what I mean? These things shouldn't be happening, bro. Like they never happened in the days of Sir Alex Ferguson. I'm sure that we found out who was playing before the players sometimes. You know them ones. Like there's no way in hell, that it's on Twitter. He had the thing on lock, bro. And to be fair, every other manager before Ollie did. And then all of a sudden now Manchester Evening News always got the United lineup. Always got it. Know what I'm saying? When man's doing the watch-alongs, the build-ups and that, I'm finding out the lineup even before the games, but even before the lineup's officially on Twitter.
And it's always spot on as well.
Spot on, bro. Always. They know them, man. Some joke thing. And Ahmed, this comment, this is what I spoke about yesterday. And this is why I said, a lot of these men that are criticizing Pogba, Martial, need to realize what's happening to Mason Greenwood is exactly the same thing. The difference is they don't care because them men are not from where they're from. It's mad hypocritical Gary Neville coming out and defending Mason, when he's always the one, that's the first to be kicking dirt at Martial and Pogba. It's a joke because both players have done a lot more for the club than Mason. Mason's new on the block. Do you know what I mean? And it's not an age thing with Mason either. It's got nothing to do with that. Do you know what I mean? It's only the simple fact that Mason's mank, bro, and he's from where he's from, so he actually has a bit of sympathy for him. But it's the same thing. It's the same fire, bro. Like it's the same bullshit. It's the same racism, bro. It's the exact same thing. But the difference is Gary Neville don't care if it's not someone that's from where he's from, bro. And that's why there's different layers to racism. Do you know what I mean? Man can't say, oh yeah, United fans love Rashford, so the reason why they don't like Pogba and Martial has nothing to do with their race. Of course it is.
Yeah, but people need to understand that even in racism, like you just said, bro, like there is different levels. There's a level of racism where there's certain man who they don't like you because you're black, but if you're from their town or you're from there, they'll tolerate you or they don't mind you, bro. But a foreign black person, do you know what I'm saying? It's a different story. So
completely,
there's different levels of racism in it, and no one will get the hate more than these foreign black guys. None of them. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why Martial and Pog will always get it worse.
Always.
Man, they'll get it worse.
Always. And that's why Rashi's literally allowed to play probably like 8 out of 10 terrible games, bro. And no one will talk about it. No one will talk about it, bro. I remember the last game, Scholesy was out there talking about Martial and Pogba. Martial scored the goal and Pogba only played 20 minutes. And Rashford played the whole game and played shit. And no one spoke about him. You know them, and it happens all the time, and it's because he gets protection because of where he's from, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's just what it is. So man say just because they like Rashford, no, there's layers to it, bro. Do you know what I mean? You can't use the anomaly as the rule, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just lucky enough that he's Manc. Because if he was from London, he probably wouldn't even get the protection he gets. Rashford.
And by the way, that's what people don't understand. Even in the history of racism, even back in the 50s and that, when these men said nignogs and all that rubbish, yeah, these men still liked the odd black person. Don't get it twisted. Even though they were mad racist, these men, even the hardest racists, still didn't mind the odd guy who was entertaining. Do you know what I'm saying? Or was playing in the, do you know what I'm saying? Playing in the band when they were watching them in the bars and that. So my point is that, bro, just because someone likes one black person, yeah, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden they're not racist altogether. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that. It's nothing to do with that. Look at the broad picture. Look at the way these men treat the black ethnicity overall. Do you know what I'm saying? Not just one black person who's doing great and feeding my guys' kids. Do you know what I'm saying?
Bro, listen, even during slavery, yeah, there were the odd black that was allowed inside the house. So man can't say just because Rashford don't get a hard time. If anything, he's the most protected player at our club. Him and Bruno, so protected. Do you know what I'm saying? Them two are the most protected players at our club, innit? And you can't use that as a reason why. The reason why Pogba and Martial don't get defended is not because of that. It is because of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Rashford is an exception to the rule. Mason he was an exception to the rule, and he is amongst our fan base. But the general public now are doing him like they tried to do Raheem Sterling. And Raheem Sterling, yeah, was from London and he was born in Jamaica. That's the reason why he doesn't get the protection that Rashford's getting.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only reason, bro. So there's other small things in there. Do you know what I mean? So it's not very straightforward. It's not, oh, cool, he's black. So no, like there's layers to it, innit? And when you understand that, then you'll understand why there's such division in our fan base and all these other things like xenophobia and all that shit. It's real out here, bro. Know what I mean? This thing about Bruno and Mason clashing in training, I ain't seen no credible sources, bruv. For me, that's rumors. I'm not even entertaining that. You know them ones. I'm not entertaining it for the simple fact that they're two United players. People fall out in training all the time, innit? Know what I mean? I'm not about to believe, yeah, that Bruno's this guy that's just out here bullying kids in training, bro. As much as I don't like him as a footballer, I don't think he's as good as people say he is. I think he's the most overrated player in the Premier League. But honestly, I'm not about to start no agenda about him being some playground bully and that, because I don't see it in it. You know what I mean? I don't see it, bruv, personally. And honestly, Mason looks so nonchalant, yeah, that if Bruno was shouting at him, he'll probably just shrug it off anyway. I'm not gonna Mason will probably just say, whatever, man, innit? Like, honestly, I think everyone loves Mason. How can you not love Mason? How can you not love him? The kid just minds his own business, bro, and bangs goals, fam. How can you not love him? So I don't believe, yeah, for 1 second, that Bruno's out here bullying him. I can't believe that. And I'm not about to push that narrative, yeah, without evidence to suggest that he actually is. If he is, then I'll have something to say on that. But until there's proof, I can't get behind that still.
Incredible either still. I can't lie.
That's what I'm saying. We got 1.2 here at the moment. Make sure you smash the like button. You should be at least 800 likes. Let's get us up to those. Absolutely. What did he say? Rants, that ref you called a dickhead. What about him? I just saw that comment. That's too funny, bruv. You know what I mean? Do you think the United legend should come out and stand up for Mason? No, I don't. Because they don't stand up for anyone else, bro. Like, all of them man serve themselves. That's one thing I've noticed about the ex-players, bro. Unfortunately, innit? Like, it's only Robin Van Persie is the only one, yeah, that I could say that he completely just says how he feels, innit? Because I feel like at the beginning, Evra was saying that. And then all of a sudden, it's like someone gave Evra a phone call, blood. And now he's posting pictures of him and Ollie on his Instagram story and that. Do you know what I mean?
Evra got the call still.
Evra definitely got the call. You know what I mean? So them man,
let's not get it twisted, bro. Like, let's keep it 100. Like, with a lot of these man, like, because Man United is such a rich club, yeah. If you get to legendary status at Man United, which there's about 10 or 15 in the last generation, innit, of elite of that sort of status, like Evra, who's won a Champions League with Man United and etc. When you get to that level, when you retire, Man United look after you for the rest of your life, you know. It's like, bro, like they'll look after you. So even if you don't have no punditry jobs, I wouldn't be surprised if they're on some base salary every year. Do you know what I'm saying? So most of these men will not say stuff if they don't. They're not going to say mad stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? And lose their bag that pretty much pays them guaranteed, so they don't have to rely on going on ESPN or a match of the day every couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's not get it twisted. Like, it's not just all of this, they're Man United fans and they're work. Bro, it's nothing about that nonsense. It's about the fact that they're getting paid. They're ambassadors of the club, yeah, and they're getting paid by the club. And that's the reason why they do not want to say anything mad.
Bro, Evra done his coaching badges at Manchester United. So for all these men that think that he ain't got no connection with the club, yeah, you're high, bro. They let him go and do his coaching badges there. I wouldn't be surprised if they even paid for them.
They also paid for, yeah, they paid for it as well, man.
Well, there you go. So with that in mind, they probably rang him up and said, yo, you can't say that. You know them ones, and all of them are done it. A lot of these ex-guys that are on BT Sport and all these guys, bro, these men are all on the payroll, bruv. If it's not directly, it's indirectly. And that's why I say, yeah, when you've got an affiliation with the club in any way, shape, or form, yeah, you're conflicted, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
This is why I never understand when Man United's playing a game and I'm looking at BT Sport or something and I'm seeing 4 Man United pundits. What's the point? Because you're not going to get real. You man can't analyze the game like we all want you to, because you're all affiliated too much. So you may as well put 4 Liverpool fans to analyze the Man United game.
But this is why you man watch the watch-alongs, and big up the watch-along gang as well, because the watch-alongs do numbers, fam. Because man tell it how we see it on here.
Exactly. Because what's the point otherwise? Why do you want to hear a Man United fan defend something that you can clearly see is wrong in it?
Or just scapegoat the players all the time, like what these men are doing. Like Evra putting up a picture with Ollie in training. That's his mate. So don't ever expect him to come out against his mate and say nothing, because he's not going to do it, bro. Whereas Van Persie don't give a shit about Ollie. You know what I mean? Man took his shirt number and won us a Premier League. Man don't really care about Ollie. Ollie ain't no one to him. And that's why he can come out and say the real.
Ollie tried to clap back to him, innit?
Exactly. And Van Persie's youth kicks a ball in Holland. So it's not even like Van Persie's got a kid in the academy and he has to give a shit. He don't care, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. And that's why he's the only one that's credible. He's the only one that's credible. All the rest of them, man, whether they're on BT, whether they're on Sky or whatever, all these men are taking money from the club, or they want to take money from the club. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's. I can't trust none of them, bro. Like my man saying, I'm surprised Mason is shy. Bro, he's not shy on the pitch. Don't get me wrong, bro. You can tell that Mason has a certain arrogance about him. He doesn't even celebrate goals, bro. Do you know how sure of yourself you have to be, yeah, to be banging goals and not celebrating? Mason Greenwood is immensely confident on the pitch, but he's an introverted personality, bro. Like, you can be both.
I realize Man United's got a few of those sort of men. Do you know what I'm saying? Look how many years it took for people to understand Martial's sort of like... People thought, Martial's acting like he doesn't care. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that it's just the way that they are. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Martial's exactly a very same character. But because Martial's dark skin as well, they make it out like he's some bad man and he's always sulking and that. But Mason ain't smiling either, bro. Martial smiles more than Mason, bro. That you don't smile.
Yeah.
Bro, he always looks miserable, bro. Mason always just looks like a little nerd, bro. Like when he's walking around, almost like, why am I here kind of thing. Like he just trots around the pitch and he just kind of looks, you know what I mean? Like he's not bothered. But that's just his body language. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. But Martial gets it more. Man say, he doesn't look interested. When does Mason ever look interested, bro? Never. That's just these man's personalities. But again, the media like to blow things out of proportion, yeah, to push certain narratives against certain people and people that look a certain way, bro. And when you understand how deep, how deep racism is in this country and how they disguise it with different languages and stuff like that, it's worse than in America. Now, I mean, at least in America, they'll just call you what they call you, blood, and you know where you stand. But here, they just use different language, do you know what I mean? And they insinuate certain things. And if it's not happening to you, you just won't even notice it.
Yeah, it's a shame, man, because obviously I know we're gonna touch on it in a second about what Greg Clark said, isn't it? But it just shows that, like, even in the whole system of football in the UK, there's a problem with fans. There's a problem with media. There's a problem even with the way managers and people deal with. It's not just about race with Mason. I know it's not just about race, but how they even deal with players who struggle mentally in comparison to the masses. Phil Foden is Phil Foden's a British white baller. Do you know what I'm saying? Young baller. He's not running the same race as Mason Greenwood.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And he never will. That's what people need to understand. They're not two young ballers coming up together. Nah. Mason's running a different race, a much harder race. Do you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, if anything, Phil Foden's probably getting an arm around his shoulder more than flipping Mason Greenwood. And then what's going to happen in 2 years' time? You're going to be like, oh, why is Mason Greenwood's form on and off now and again? No one understand it.
Yeah.
Because this is not dealt with now. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's a big comment what you said, in it. Like, managers need to step in and start challenging these things. Like, I hope Ollie's not just looking at these press reports and trying to brush over it, trying to laugh with Mason and putting his arm around him like, don't worry, Macy, blah, blah, blah. Like, you need to attack the problem properly. And I don't think Ollie's that sort of person who can break down these sort of challenges and problems. He's more of a jokey sort of manager that can kind of make someone feel confident through laughing. Do you know what I'm saying? But this is it, bro. This is it.
100%. 100%, bro. He's not the right manager to be looking after Mason. You know what I'm saying? He's not the right manager. And Southgate is an absolute clown. You know what I mean? And what Harry Redknapp said is spot on. You know what I mean? He did say football's a game of opinions, which it is. Do you know what I mean? But there are some good opinions and there's some shit opinions. And if you can't see that Jack Grealish is one of the best players in the Premier League, regardless of his nationality, then you don't know football, innit? Like, I'm not prepared to sit down and argue it with people, bro, because it's clear as day. You know them ones. And I'm not even someone, you don't even need to look at stats to see it. You just have to look at the team he plays for, yeah, and the level he consistently plays at for a team of that level. Someone tweeted me some bullshit earlier and was like, oh, I need to see Grealish play against top opposition and that. And it's easy to look good in a team where you're the best player. And I was like, bro, it's easier to play on a team with better players around you. That's why players like Scott McTominay and that have a career. If McTominay was at Aston Villa, you'd really see how shit he is. He only looks half decent, yeah, because he plays for Man United. If he was playing for Aston Villa, do you know what I mean, or West Brom, he would look shit, bro. Because all them shit passes that he's playing into people that look like a half decent ball because they're decent players, you're passing it to players that are worse than you. All of a sudden, you're looking like the player you really are. If you're not a good footballer, the best way to expose someone that's not a good player is to play them with players around them that aren't as good as them. That's the best way to expose them, bro.
Me and you talk about this all the time, innit? And that's why, even from way back when, from last season, we were talking about Jack and how good he is, but mainly because of how bad that Villa team was. In fact, even last season, that Villa team was even worse. Do you know what I'm saying? With the players he had around him and the way he was playing in between the channels and making something happen. Even the games that Villa lost, bro, he was still one of the best players on the pitch. That's what people don't understand. Do you know what I'm saying? But now, obviously, he's bust up Arsenal. Now everyone's noticing. Do you know what I'm saying? He's
been doing that, though.
He's been doing it anyway. Do you know what? For me, I'm just happy that
he packed us last year.
He packed exactly. I'm just happy he done it in a game like Arsenal just before the international break. So it's undeniable. No one can chat rubbish to him. Do you know what I'm saying? That if you don't start in these crucial games, there's no excuse now, innit? There's no you can't. There's no excuse, bro. That was the game of the weekend, innit? In the sense of, obviously, besides Liverpool City, but in a sense of the shock and the way that game went. That was the game that everyone spoke about. If Gareth Southgate didn't watch that and be like, I'm so lucky to have Jack, I can win a major trophy with Jack. If he didn't see it like that, bro, I think the whole world's going to now understand that this is mad, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? It's mad.
Absolutely.
My man brushed off. Listen. There's some of them moments against Arsenal just kind of showed like not only is he good enough to play for some of the biggest sides in the world, but his consistency, bro, is what is so impressive. A lot of people keep talking about his ability, his consistency, bro.
Yes.
When they missed out on promotion 2 years ago, and people were saying he should leave. I remember he was going to go to Everton or Tottenham, and man stayed, showed the loyalty and stayed. Yeah, I was watching Championship now and again. Yeah, the way he dragged his team through, they came through, they promoted, and then man still showed it at the level in the Premier League as well, bro. I've hardly ever seen a player do that, like where they've been that consistent even in the lower league and dragged their team up, and then when they've come up, they still showed that they're about this.
Yep,
bro,
he's got the armband on. You know what I said today as well, and then man said on Twitter, yeah, but he was like, at Manchester United, there's more pressure. I said, bro, these Man United players ain't under no pressure. They're playing for a shit manager. They're playing shit football. There's no danger of them winning anything. And there's no danger of them getting relegated. These men are comfortable. There's no pressure playing for Man United. The only players under pressure are Paul Pogba. Because every time he gives the ball away, these men want to fucking cut his head off.
Pogba and Martial, that's it.
Pogba, Martial, everyone, no one else is under pressure. Rashford's been playing shit for the last 18 months.
Yeah, let's not get twisted.
He's not under no pressure. Do you know what I'm saying?
Barring a couple of games, Luke Shaw's played sixes or 5 out of 10s for 4 or 5
for the last 2 years, 4 years. Since LVG, Luke Shaw's probably played an average of a 5 out of 10. There ain't no pressure. He got a new contract. Phil Jones got a new contract the other day. Mata got a new contract. You man talking about pressure at Man United. Listen, the level's never been so low. There ain't no pressure at Man United. Grealish is under way more pressure knowing that if he doesn't play to at least an 8 out of 10 every week, his team could lose.
100%.
Wearing the armband. Them man are looking to him to carry them through games. That's pressure.
That's real pressure.
These Man United players ain't under pressure. They're comfortable. How can you be under pressure when you've got a manager like Oli? What, you man really expecting Oli to win stuff? No, we're not.
And what you got to realize that it works 2 ends. Sometimes Man United steamroll and win some of these games 2-3-0. Yeah. Sometimes you don't even need to. If you're only one of 11 man, you don't even need to play well. The rest of the team, you'll get one of our man just bust up the team, and you don't even need to play well, and you'll still win. Jack Grealish, if Jack Grealish don't play well, Villa is going to lose most games, more time. If Jack Grealish is not playing an 8 out of 10, they are losing that game.
Absolutely.
So don't talk to me about pressure, because he has got more pressure than almost any other player in the Premier League, innit?
Bro, there's no pressure at Manchester United right now. What, you think Dan James is under pressure, bro? The guy's literally played shit, for every game, apart from maybe his first 5 games for Manchester United, and the guy's still getting starts and still picking up a nice bit of money. What, man think there's pressure? At Man United, bro, there's no pressure. The bar's on the floor. Man are just deluded. United aren't even a shadow of what they used to be, bro. There's no pressure playing for Manchester United now. Mediocre can get you a start at Manchester United. Below mediocre can get you the management job at Man United, bro.
As it's shown.
Look at where the levels are right now.
Yeah.
Look at the standard at the club right now. Come on, bruv. Do you know what I mean? The standards are low, bro. Jack Grealish is under a hell of a lot more pressure than any of them. Do you know what I'm saying? How many of these men in the Manchester United team right now go to Aston Villa and keep them up, bro? How many of them? How many of them?
That's it. We even saying keep them up, and it's like, bro, by the way the season's going, Villa's now looking like a stronger side. You know what I'm saying? But exactly is, bro. It just shows. It just shows that there's no, bro. People just need to look at it and stop looking at the club that players play for right now. Or, bro, I've seen it all the time. I see it on the timeline all the time about yeah, but Jack Grealish plays for a relegation side, or do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, is you just got to understand it's not that simple. Like, it's not the way the game works. Like, the same way you say that is the same way that just because a certain man plays for PSG, it means they're elite. Instant.
Yeah.
That's not the way the game is anymore, bro. It may,
bruv, look at PSG's
like
team, bro.
years ago.
They got bare shit ballers at PSG, bro.
Bruv,
they got Ander Herrera there, for fuck's sake, bruv.
They got Choupo-Moting and that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he was just all right. Bro, they're just all right ballers. But because they play for PSG, oh my days, they play for PSG. Like, they got to be world class.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying?
These men are not good, bro.
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? These men are not good footballers. Like, let's keep it all the way 100. When you look at Manchester United, yeah, the team, the standards are so flipping low. It's unbelievable. There's no pressure at that club no more. Everyone's talking about the past. Where we presently are, yeah, there's too many players that are comfortable with mediocrity because they know they're still going to play, bro. Man started a lineup with Matic, Mata, McTominay in 2020. And the man are bringing on Daniel James and that. Nah, bro, the bar's on the floor, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Like my man said, yeah, Ander Herrera. The fan base loved Ander Herrera. Ander Herrera was an average footballer, bro, but he was a passion merchant. Like my man said, he just ran around, kissed the badge and kicked people and everyone liked him. When we sold Ander Herrera, I said, bro, he ain't no big miss. He's bog standard. Straight. You know what I'm saying? Bog standard. And they were like, nah, like he gives us this. He initiates the press. Ander Herrera was dead food, bro.
All he did is help the Spanish contingent. Do you know what I'm saying? Man just helped that relationship between all the Spaniards there and that. That's
literally, I'm sure they kept one matter there just to translate, blood.
Straight up.
You know literally, man don't really give us nothing other than that. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. So when I look at this club, I laugh at it, bro. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got the fan base divided because them man want to push their own agendas and that. That's just all it is, bro. Them man ain't even really watching football too tough. You see a few man in the comments saying, oh, rants with the Bruno agenda again. There's no agenda, bro. The only people pushing Bruno agendas are the United fans that are talking about him like he's the best player in the world, bro. Because man scored a few penalties. Those are the man really pushing the agenda. Because if you actually watch football, you man would just stop overrating, man, and just enjoy what he's doing, bro. Just enjoy it. But when you start comparing him to players that he's got no right to be in a conversation with, that's when it goes mad. Man scored like 3 penalties and they were comparing him to KDB, blood. Don't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? The whole Ziyech thing, all these things, bro. Jack Grealish has created the most big chances in the Premier League apart from one player, Harry Kane. Last season, Jack Grealish created more big chances than anyone in the league apart from Kevin De Bruyne. Jack Grealish is better than Bruno Fernandes, whether you like it or not. Do you know he is? It's not up for debate. What you can show me your goal involvements and all that till the cows come home. Most of his goal involvements come from set pieces, from corners, from penalties, and from free kicks, or little 5-yard passes to the side, bro. You see when Grealish picked up the ball against Arsenal and ran 2/3 of the pitch and slid the ball through. Bruno ain't doing that. So don't compare Bruno to Jack Grealish.
A man don't pass 15 times for only one.
Bro, so these men are saying that Grealish ain't world class. If Grealish isn't world class, then neither is Bruno. So don't talk about Bruno like he's up there with these other men. He's not there.
Yeah.
He's not there, bro. Do you know what I mean? And if it means I got an agenda because I actually watch the game and I don't get sucked in by stats here because man takes set pieces, then so be it. Because I watched the 2-minute Jack Grealish compilation against Arsenal, yeah? And that's more impressive than anything Bruno's shown me since he's arrived at the club.
Straight.
That 2 minutes. There's no agenda. Before they said I had an agenda and I didn't like Luke Shaw, yeah, because he was white and that, but my favorite English player is white. So what now?
Yeah.
Want to move the goalpost again?
Yeah, straight.
You know, like that. These men are stupid, bro. I just like football. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And I analyze football. I don't analyze numbers. I'm not an accountant, bro. You know them ones. Leave the numbers for the accountants. I can't tell you how many goals Ronaldinho scored in his best season ever. I can't tell you how many assists he got. I can tell you he was better than everyone else by a mile. You know why? Because I saw it. Same goes for Iniesta. The same goes for Zidane. I can't tell you their numbers, but I can tell you they're better than all of these players we're watching today, and that man have got their dicks out over. I can tell you that players like Bruno, players like De Bruyne and them, man, couldn't see players like Nedved and them, man. Couldn't see them.
No,
and I don't need numbers for that. I don't, and I can tell you that Jack Grealish here is better than all of these, man. All these English players.
Even if you run through the numbers, Jack's got it anyway.
Bro, but there you go. Jack's got the numbers. He's got everything, but these men are still trying to put man ahead of Jack. And Jack's not on set pieces like that. And that's what I mean. So it don't make no sense. Jack is clear, innit? Southgate don't like Jack because Southgate's a negative manager. The man that are trying to rub Jack Grealish out and say that he's not top level, yeah, because he's at Aston Villa, that's dumb. Know what I mean? The same man, them man probably think that Rashford's better than Zaha as well. And he's not. It's just that Zaha's at Crystal Palace. Is he at Crystal Palace because he's not good enough to be anywhere else? No. He's at Crystal Palace because no one else can afford him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's that good.
Yeah.
And the same goes for Grealish. He's at Aston Villa because no one can afford him. That's why they're both top 4 players.
And they have been for a while. Zaha's been that for 3 years.
There you go. And this is it. Do you know what I mean? Absolute facts, bruv. So, yo, what's the results of the poll? Put the results of the poll, guys, for the right back thing. Man, want to see that still. Man said Jack is definitely not better than Bruno. He is, though. Not gonna lie. Bruno is miles better than Grealish and Ziyech. Mad thing. Impossible. Bruv, you can't lace Ziyech's boots, bruv. Let's not talk about Ziyech, bro, because he's on a different flipping solar system, bro. You know them, man. There you go. Nedved won Ballon d'Or, didn't get big stats. Exactly. Bruno will never win a Ballon d'Or. He'll never get anywhere near winning a Ballon d'Or because he's nowhere near that level. It just looks like you, man, haven't seen decent footballers. With all due respect, you need to watch some proper footballers if you think that Bruno's anywhere near Ballon d'Or level.
People need to watch and compare in it. And I feel like in this situation now, it's highlight reel ballers, isn't it? When you're watching the Premier League game, it's Bruno easily can take all the headlines and the highlights, and he can look like he is the best player in the Premier League at the moment. And bro, even if he was the best player in the Premier League right now, bro, you got to compare it to players of the past it's not about elegance, and it's not even about who looks better on the ball and all that. It's just about there was certain man that was just more intelligent with the ball. Do you know what I'm saying? And you know
who Grealish reminds me of? David Ginola, bro. That's who he reminds me of, bro. When I see the way he runs with the ball, like, it's mad, bro. It's mad. It's actually mad, bro. It's actually flipping mad, bro.
Was that the response to the
Grealish? Bro, Grealish creates more than Bruno, playing for Aston Villa. And he keeps the ball better, and he's the most fouled player in the league. He's statistically even better than him in a much worse team.
Listen, I remember watching 25 minutes of one of the games over the last couple of weeks. Bruno lost the ball 9 times in just over 20 minutes. Bro, he couldn't even do one part. Everything's Hollywood. Do you know what I'm saying for Bruno? So even the way he plays, I get it. Bruno's just so aggressively attacking in it.
Yeah.
But that means also if you're always like that as well, and you lose the ball so many times, it also must mean that your footballing brain or your awareness of the ball and everyone around you is not up there. It's not up there to the level that certain other ballers are. Because if it was, you wouldn't be losing the ball 9 times in 20 minutes.
Hey, facts, bro. No, but you know what it is, bro? Because we actually get football, man will get upset. You know them ones.
Now, do you know what?
There was one comment here saying, it looks like these man, looks like Rance ain't even a United fan. Why? Because you, man, overrate him.
Trust me. Now, do you know what it is, bro?
That's not my problem.
Do you know what it is? It's because people don't like people getting onto Bruno because Bruno's so forward and direct. People are like, oh, why are you getting onto Bruno? He's helping Man United. He's trying to create goals. But that's what people are getting upset about. But yeah, he's trying to create goals. Obviously, everyone loves that. But in the process of that, man's losing the ball 30 times a game.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying? That don't mean, bro, that still has to get critiqued because we're still conceding goals and we're still getting dominated in certain areas of the field and we're losing the ball. But no one's not clocking who and where we're losing the ball to. And a lot of the time it's from Bruno picking up the ball and doing some Hollywood flick when he doesn't need to. And we lose the ball and we're on the back. Do you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, this is for another day, bro, because I could do a whole show, yeah? I could do a whole show on why these men are sucking this guy off and it's not necessary, yeah? And my man saying, why don't I like him? I could do a whole show on that as well, bro. Because it's not personal, bro. You don't have to like players that don't play for Man United. You see these same dickhead fans that will be like, oh, Rants don't rate Bruno, he's not a real United fan. But you man are slating Pogba and you call yourselves United fans. And Pogba is actually our best player. So you man are chatting shit, bro. It can't be one rule for me and another rule for you. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, why are you watching? You know, like that. That's the way I see it. It can't be one rule for you and another for me. Nah, bro. But you're a real fan because you're deluded over Bruno, yeah, but you're rinsing our most decorated player in our whole team. You're smoking. Don't make no sense. Look at the respect that Pogba gets when he's in France, when he plays for France, and he's playing with genuine world-class players, and they'll all tell you that he's the best player in the team. But because somebody, yeah, that's got an AVI face of Bruno, yeah, on Twitter says that Pogba's shit, I'm meant to believe you. Say nothing. You know them ones, you're smoking, bruv. He's the most overrated player at our club and in the Premier League because you're putting him in conversations he don't deserve to be in. It's that simple. I've never seen a player at our club so overrated because usually people underrate players in our club because they hate them, because they hate us.
But then the opposite happens here.
The opposite is happening right now. You know why? Because the bar's on the floor right now. When United used to be the best club in Europe, all of our players used to get underrated. Everyone used to say, oh, Scholes, he's not that good. Beckham, he's not that good. They used to do it all the time. And now, these men are sucking Bruno off because that's all they've got. Because we're shit. You know them ones? We're so shit. Them men are just any little glimpse, bro. They're just trying to over-sensationalize what he's doing, yeah? When, like, 75% of his goals haven't been from open play. And they're trying to overhype him now because that's all they've got to hang on to because we're rubbish. When you watch United, the football's crap. We're scraping through games against shit teams. So all they've got now is overhyping one bread. That's all you've got. It's embarrassing. If anything, I feel sorry for you. You should be wanting the whole team to get better. That's why I want a new manager. Because I want my team to be better. I want us to play better football. I want to enjoy watching my team play football again. Instead, you man are obsessing over one bread stats. Later, bruv. Like, that's not football to me, innit? So fuck all that. You know what I mean? Reece James, 64.2%. Trent Alexander, 35.8%. Where that comes from is Glenn Johnson has come out on ESPN, I think it was, and said that for him, Reece James is better than Trent Alexander-Arnold. So I put a poll out there. I did not think the poll was going to go that way. I'm not going to lie to you. And Glenn Johnson's played for both clubs. So I don't think it came from a place, yeah, of bias from him. I think that it was an honest opinion from him. Do you know what I'm saying? Where do you sit on that?
Yeah, look, Reece James is a better right back, isn't it? He's just a better right back. He's a better defend. He's a better all out right back, innit? In terms of defending and attacking. I would personally play Reece James in the if it was a strongest 11, I would play Reece James in it. To be honest with you, Trent's obviously injured anyway for this next for these next couple of England games, so you're not going to see who he's going to choose. But I would say Reece James we need to see how Reece James fares in a consistent period for Chelsea in it, because Reece James still hasn't proven that he can consistently be strong and be a stronghold in that team as a right back. Because all the best right fullbacks, even when the team plays badly, is still playing sevens. Do you know what I'm saying? They're still doing their job. They're still looking after their man very well. And Reece James has done that for the first 7-8 games of the season. Well done, but it's only 7 to 8 games of the season, and that Chelsea team's been flip-flopping for the last year and a half in it. So I'm not going to be confident about Reece James until I see an extra 10-15 games of man putting in strong, consistent performances. Even if Chelsea are dead, I want to see Reece James putting in that work. And if he does, I think he should be number one going into next summer, innit? But as it stands now, he is the best overall right back. But Trent can handle big games, innit? That's what we know, innit? We know he can handle big games one way or another. He won't make it look pretty. Do you know what I'm saying? He won't make it look pretty. He'll be out of position a lot of the times. Do you know what I'm saying? But he'll perform. And that's what England need as well. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But I think Reece James is a lot better than him. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's clear of him as a right back. I think that Trent is very good attacking wise, but I also think that the Liverpool system, allows him and plays to his strengths, innit? Trent at right back for, like, say, Crystal Palace, I think he's in trouble. He gets found out. Do you know what I'm saying? He gets found out for England quite a lot as well. You know what I mean? For England, I'd probably play. He's lucky that he's got Kyle Walker that he plays. He plays Kyle Walker like right centre back, and Kyle Walker's pace kind of gets Trent out of trouble, bro, because his positioning defensively is very bad, isn't it? And Reece James is just a better athlete than him. He's quicker than him. He's stronger than him. On a one-on-one, on the barge or whatever, bro, he's just got it. I think Trent is good at what he's good at, and that's all I can say. Whereas I think that Reece James is a better all-rounded footballer than him.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? I don't even think it's debatable. I think that Reece James is like,
but I will say
he's closer to like a combination of him and Wan-Bissaka, because Reece James can cross as well, bro.
But then is Wan-Bissaka even the next on the list?
Wan-Bissaka is good defensively, but he's crap on the ball, innit? And he doesn't offer anything going forward. And I think in the modern game, it's not enough, bro.
That's it. And I just feel like, look, for Reece James, he's just got to stay consistent. He's got to stay in that team. He's got to stay fit, and he's got to be putting in the performances himself in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Over the next couple of months for Chelsea, because I think everyone knows he's got the ability. He's definitely the best all-round right back. But do you know what I'm saying? He's got to prove that over a string of consistent games, that he can prove that he is.
But I think he'll prove that once he plays more, bro. You know what I mean? But the thing is with Trent, when I think about Trent, I don't think about defending. I think about his crossing. I think about his free kicks. That's all I think about, because that's all he offers. Whereas when I think about Reece James is good on the ball. He's quick. He's strong. He can cross as well. He can shoot as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Bro, he's got way more to his game.
Well, when you're talking about a run of games, that's one of the problems that in fact, I'm not going to say most internationals, mainly England, have in it. That I don't know how. There's hardly any players who play probably even 3 games in a row for England. Do you know what I'm saying? That there's so much rotation that happens. You don't get no consistency. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if Southgate's going to play him for only one of those. Do you know what I'm saying? He's always trying new players, which I get, because there's only so much time he has with these man in it. But I feel like sooner or later he's gonna have to just choose a starting 11 and just bang it out for 2 or 3 games in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because at the moment the only guarantee is that Kane's playing in it.
Yeah,
one way or another, Harry Kane's playing. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think if Rashford's fit, he's playing in it one way or another. And I think everyone else, you don't really know if they're gonna start. That's the truth.
Very true. But I think that's something that time will take care of, innit? But I think just from a pure footballing point of view, like the same thing I use with like Messi, Ronaldo, or when I'm comparing any two players, we have to compare the weapons that these men have in it. And I just think that Reece James has so many more weapons in his arsenal than Trent Alexander. Trent Alexander is just a decent athlete. And when I say decent, he's not particularly quick, but he's a good athlete, innit? He just reminds me of a solid, like a six or 7 out of 10 central midfielder, innit? Like just got a good engine on him, can pass the ball. You know what I mean? Not amazing at tackling, reads the game all right, breaks up play, just does everything simple, innit? He looks like someone that could do a decent job playing centre mid, like for like a mid-table team.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what he looks like. Whereas when I look at Reece James looks like a proper modern day fullback. He's as effective at both ends of the pitch, can defend, but can attack just as well.
Agreed.
If Trent's attacking could match his defending, he'd be one of the best players in the world.
Agreed.
But it doesn't. When you see him isolated, he looks like a fish out of water. Do you know what I'm saying? So
it'll be interesting to see in it the way Southgate sees it. I feel like 100% Reece James should be playing as a starter, you know. But the reality is obviously we're not gonna see if he's gonna make that decision this time around anyway, because Trent pulled up in that City game. So I wouldn't be surprised if Klopp probably told him pull up for take a couple of weeks off, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you know them ones. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. But either way, we're not going to see it. But let's see what James does. I hope James does well. All the best to him. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the likes of him is ultimately going to be essential to England's chances going forward in next summer. Do you know what I'm saying? So definitely Reece James, I'd say, is number one as it stands right now.
100%. And I do like Trent. I do like him. I think he's a cool guy, bro. I've seen loads of videos, interviews with him. I think he's a nice guy. Do you know what I mean? I like his personality, man. And I like where he's come from. And I like the fact that he's probably going to be Liverpool's long-term captain and he's from there.
Trent is Man United's Rashford, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. You know what I mean? And I like that. Do you know what I mean? I like him. You know what I mean? Even though he's a Scouser, I don't care. I do like him. You know what I mean? But the facts are, when I actually analyze his all-round game, yeah, it's not that special, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But his delivery is top-notch. Top-notch. Do you know what I mean? He almost reminds me like if David Beckham played right back.
100.
Do you know what I mean? Because David Beckham, even defensively as a right mid, David Beckham, yeah, amazing engine, got up and down. He wasn't known for crunching tackles. He wasn't known for dribbling. The bro just got the ball out of his feet and just put the ball where he wanted it. And that's what Trent reminds me of.
Trust me. And sometimes if you're in the right system.
Almost like Ward-Prowse. If you played Ward-Prowse right back, he could do what
Exactly. But that's it. If you play people in the right system and you play to their ability, a lot of the time you can go Trent can go his whole career playing like this and still.
Yeah, you can play like this for the next 10 years, brother.
You're never really going to get found out to the point that anyone's going to be like, oh, he's crap, because the manager has done such a good job in terms of Klopp in putting him into a system that works perfectly for him. Like you said, David Beckham for another team in another manager, he could have looked bang average. Do you know what I'm saying? He couldn't beat a man a lot of the time. He could swing balls in for fun, but he couldn't do what a lot of other right midfielders could do at that point. But
it was a different style, bro.
It was a different style.
A different style. But you see what James Ward-Prowse is doing. Like I said, if he played right back for Liverpool, he could do exactly what Trent's doing.
Definitely.
Exactly the same.
Ward-Prowse has made himself he just mastered it. Do you know what I'm saying? He mastered them set pieces and them long balls. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's it, bro. Like James Ward-Prowse is almost like an identical kind of player. Like, no, I mean, all-round game's not amazing, bro, but got sick final ball. That's all it is.
And he has done for years as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm wondering why it's only now he's getting his flowers in the England team. But
facts. There you go, man. But big up everyone there. Do you know what I mean? Make sure you slap the like. I don't think David Beckham was overrated. I don't. But what I do think about Beckham is Beckham the man became bigger than Beckham the footballer. Beckham the brand, didn't it?
100.
So I wouldn't say that he was overrated, but
he was not overrated. He wasn't overrated.
I don't think he was overrated, but I think that because he became bigger than the footballer, do you know what I mean? I think people might have I don't know, when they watched him, they might have expected to see something different than what they actually saw.
Trust
Do
me.
you know what I mean? But nah, I don't think he was overrated.
If you the way for a right midfielder to be able to achieve what he achieved without having any pace, without being able to beat a man, do you know what I'm saying? Like, respect to him, innit? Because he was so good at crossing, he was so good at shooting, he was so good at free kicks, he was so good at getting pointing a man out from far, bro. That's what made him what he was, innit? But he had there was bare attributes he didn't have in it. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But no one cared. In the end of the day, no one cared. It doesn't matter.
Facts.
Straight.
Nah, real talk, man. But big up everyone for watching. Make sure you slap the like button. We've had what 1.6 here the whole time. Make sure you get us up to 1,000 likes. Akeem's back now, so yo, make sure you follow him. You know what to do. Make sure you follow Akeem on the socials. Cheeky Sport. We're back at 7 with Saeed for Red Talk. You know what I mean? So I'm back in an hour and a half, guys. So big up everyone that's tuned in. Love for everyone in the chat. Big up all the mods. You already know what it is. And yeah, boy, we'll be back same time.